on 4 key sectors, which is healthcare, food, education, and technology and AI, which of course Bangalore is world famous for. Our emphasis is on these 4 sectors because we realize that these are the 4 sectors which matter the most to the Bahrain economy. And of course, we cannot talk enough about AI, the way which it is setting the trends, it's changing the trend in the world. So we wanted to learn from the best, and we believe Bangalore has a lot to offer. What we also have to offer is a fantastic platform, and going forward, you will hear from my colleague Dharmi, but what Bahrain can do for investors in these sectors. But specifically, we are also looking for collaboration. If we see opportunities, we have about 5 board members here and about 8 or 10 businessmen, and we are always exploring opportunities and open to ideas. So that's something which I would like to emphasize. Chamber is very active. Bahrain Chamber is part of ICC. It has MOUs with nearly 15 Arab chambers. It has MOUs with 35 foreign chambers, part of ALO, Arab Labor Organization, ILO, you name an Islamic chamber, International Organization of Employees. Very active, very dynamic, and very involved, not only in, of course, with our stakeholders in Bahrain, but also with in the region, in the Gulf, in the GCC, and in the region. So we are an impactful player. You cannot say Bahrain, oh, we don't know about Bahrain, but we are a very impactful player in the region, and we make some positive impact as we go along. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Kuwaiti, but our chairman was also Arab Chamber of Commerce chairman? So our chairman, Mr. Samir Nasi, is not here. He was the Arab Chamber of Commerce and leading the other organizations. So you see that we are an impactful player. Wherever we go, we are an impactful player. Now, the other thing which I would like to live on, and this is where my personal story really comes into play, is the diversity, the coexistence, the religious tolerance which Bahrain offers. This is a place, if you haven't been there or if you haven't heard about it, this is a place which has been practicing these values not recently. These are not the values which are for us a PR stunt. These are not the values which we do just for media coverage. These are the values we live by. His Majesty, our King, has enshrined this into the Constitution. We are one of the best places to work and live for expatriates. And one of the things we say about Bahrain is that it's always love at first sight, but we don't go away from that love. A lot of expatriates who come to Bahrain tend to stay there longer than other countries where the population is more transient. The other reason, one of the other reasons why Bahrain is such a welcoming place is the diversity it offers. It's a very cosmopolitan place. It is diverse religions. It embraces them, all right? And it allows an expatriate to assimilate and or integrate into the society. One of the most powerful reasons you can see is how in this island we have religious diversity. We are one of the oldest, not one of the, we have the oldest Hindu temple in Bahrain. Not too many people know that. And that will go under renovation, and it has, it's going to happen in the next 2 years. It was, the inauguration of the redevelopment was done by Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji when he came to Bahrain. It is under the auspices of His Majesty the King, and he wants this to happen. And it is the oldest temple in the Middle East. We have the largest Roman Catholic cathedral, which opened a few months back. Largest in the region. Again, the government, of course, welcomed this initiative. We have a Jewish worship place in decades, which has been closed, is now working and operational. Now, this is fantastic. But I'll tell you what is more unique. You walk around in the town of, the heart of Bahrain in Manama, as we call it, the souk or the marketplace. We have these 3 religious places, and, of course, many mosques, all within 1 square kilometer. This is unique, to have such diversity in such a small place, all different religions and faiths practicing and living and coexisting harmoniously. One of the biggest reasons why this has happened, of course, is the leadership of Bahrain, who actually encourages this and actually has a mandate, has given us the mandate to do it. More importantly, also, is the people of Bahrain. The warmest, the friendliest, the educated and liberal-minded people are in Bahrain. And that makes a life for an expat, for an investor who comes to Bahrain, for somebody who's looking to have joint ventures, establish himself, a wonderful, wonderful place to settle in much more quicker than you would do anywhere else. So I couldn't emphasize on this point more. Let me also share something which is also very deeply personal to me and makes a big impact on the whole society. During Diwali, which we celebrate every year in our homes, we have every Bahraini businessman we know who's our friend. They come home and they greet us for Diwali. Not only that, we have the Crown Prince Prime Minister visit us to our home to visit us for Diwali. This is unprecedented. This just shows the warmth, the generosity, the tolerance we have, and the welcoming nature of the kingdom. This is not a small incident. This is not an isolated incident. This has happened repeatedly year after year after year. So this place offers you not only business opportunities and a gateway to the Gulf, but offers you a fantastic lifestyle, a place where you can really call home. Moving on, let me give you an overview of the country. I will not dwell too much on the details or the statistics. Dharmi has a much better presentation than mine, and she's much more of an expert into this. She represents Bahrain and is based in Bombay, working for Economic Development Board. So I will let her do it, but I'll just give a quick sort of a snapshot. It's the 1.5 million population we have in Bahrain. It's not a big country. The land area mass is pretty small as well. But we are 45 minutes or 47 minutes away from one of the biggest regions, economies in the region, which is Saudi Arabia. We are connected by a bridge, which is 26 kilometers. The government has made a concerted effort to move away from oil and to develop other sectors of the economy. And so if you see, in the highest contributor in GDP in Q3 was financial services. Bahrain is the financial hub of the Middle East. You have all the finance companies, banks, all based in Bahrain. It plays a significant role in our economy. It has a very big impact on the jobs scene, followed by, of course, manufacturing, which is also a big part from in refining, in petrochemicals, and so on. There are several advantages. Once again, Dharmi will dwell on them a bit more. Operational cost is a huge advantage. Talented workforce, bilingual, maybe trilingual. A lot of people speak Hindi here. Among our delegation, they're all speaking in Hindi here. And I like, well-educated and the top 10 attractive destinations in the world. As I mentioned, cosmopolitan, of course, and a great lifestyle. We have access to the whole Middle East, North Africa, based in Bahrain. 100% foreign ownership, personal corporate tax, zero free zone restrictions. So our whole Bahrain is a free zone, if you say that you're working on exporting. Moving on some of the other highlights of the country. As I said, look at the trade advantages. In MENA region first, Arab countries import insurance first, top 10 in MENA regions. So excellent human capital. The education system is fantastic. It gives you talented workforce who can come and integrate into your company and start contributing as soon as they join. Very good developed infrastructure in banking laws, in insurance laws, in cyber security, on all these other factors. So a lot of huge advantages there. We also have a very high, we rank very highly in the Human Capital Index, which also is a matter of pride for us. I will leave the manufacturing sector to Dharmi because she's got better statistics and better grasp on this. I would just like to focus on the main advantages which we have. Again, the details will come from Dharmi. We have a free trade agreement between the United States and Bahrain, which gives you a huge advantage if you're doing business with the US. Once you're in Bahrain, you are entitled to be part of the FTA, and that gives you a huge advantage and a benefit. It's been there since 2004 and 2006, and it makes a huge difference and gives you a sort of a competitive advantage over other companies. We also signed, and that's a unique agreement which we have with the largest economy in the Middle East, which is Saudi Arabia, the in-country value certification, or it's something called takamul in Arabic, which sort of gives you all the advantage of having business in Saudi. It's as good as you're having your manufacturing in Saudi. So you can avoid all those taxations and the duties in this. Going ahead, the 4 sectors which we are focusing on. And what better place than Bangalore to be talking about ICT, AI, and technology? All right, we are first globally in network infrastructure and internet users. We are first in MENA region in ICT readiness. We are 10th globally in well-developed general infrastructure. Our cloud traffic is growing faster. We are the first country in the Gulf to adopt the cloud-first policy. And Dharmi, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we have Amazon there for something. Is this web services based in Bahrain as well? Ideal test bed for companies, for SMEs, for startups to come, or companies to come and invest in Bahrain and take advantage of these. Huge investment coming in ICT and technology sector in Bahrain. Once again, to build that infrastructure, as they say, you build it and people will come, right? That's what the saying is. We build up this infrastructure, world-class infrastructure, not only physical infrastructure, which is already in place, but digital infrastructure, cybersecurity standards, all the things which matter a lot are there for you. And that's why we would like to welcome you to Bahrain. Not only small, medium enterprises, also big tech companies are more than welcome. Education is something which is which plays an important role. It's a sector we are also looking to, and I believe Bangalore has a fantastic education system. So it offers us a lot. It offers us a lot of opportunities. Something more on healthcare. The government has invested a lot in healthcare, and we feel this is an area we want to look into because we believe that it offers a lot of opportunities for us in this region. There is also tourism, which is now developing into it. Bahrain's developed into a nice wedding destination for Indian weddings. So we had a lot of weddings there. Just to sum up, cost-effective in GCC, no taxes, international agreements, fantastic infrastructure, fantastic lifestyle, and a cosmopolitan lifestyle. So ladies and gentlemen, all I can end up by saying is that this is a country which is open to investment and welcome any ideas and collaborations and cooperations. We are also open to ideas from your side on how we can collaborate going forward. Thank you very much for your time. I would like to hand it over to Dharmi to take it forward.
Our gratitude to Mr. Tucker for his presentation. To enrich our insight, we will watch a short video presented by Bahrain Economic Development Board, and Ms. Dharmi will elaborate on the video, please.
Welcome to Business Friendly Bahrain.
Sorry, sir. Go ahead.
If I may just add, so that India is so important for us. In Bahrain, we have Bahrain Indian Society Chairman with us here today, Mr. Abdurrahman Jum'a. If you can please stand up. And he's our chairman for Bahrain Indian Society.
Welcome to Business Friendly Bahrain, an archipelago strategically situated at the heart of the Arabian Gulf. It is a gateway to the Middle East and North Africa region's 4.3 trillion market and beyond, where you can access 444 million MENA consumers and 54 million Gulf Cooperation Council consumers, with a causeway connecting it to Saudi Arabia, MENA's largest economy. Bahrain's economy is well diversified. Its non-oil sector's contribution to the GDP continues to grow year on year. 2 decades ago, oil represented 42% of Bahrain's GDP. While the oil sector continued to grow, its contribution to Bahrain's economy has decreased by more than half. The value of foreign direct investments into the kingdom relative to the size of its economy is significantly higher than the global average. And Bahrain continues to be a leader in market openness, further showcasing Bahrain's attractiveness to foreign investors. Bahrain's multi-sectoral approach aims to further diversify the economy in line with the national objectives of the Economic Recovery Plan, which are to grow the value of foreign direct investment by $2.5 billion, achieve fiscal balance by 2024, develop strategic projects worth over $30 billion, and create quality jobs and training opportunities for Bahrainis. So why invest in Bahrain? Profit, people, and partners. A business in Bahrain is more profitable than a business based elsewhere. Bahrain has a favorable tax climate with 0% corporate and income tax. 100% foreign ownership is permitted in most sectors, with no free zone restrictions, and Bahrain offers competitive operating costs. Talent is readily available with a pool of highly skilled Bahrainis, and the government supports upskilling local talent through training programs and wage subsidies. The kingdom is also home to productive expats. It's consistently ranked as a top destination for expats to live, work, and raise a family. In Bahrain, you can access partners through Team Bahrain, which connects businesses with key decision makers who matter. Bahrain has been a commercial crossroads for 4,000 years, offering unparalleled access to the world with 34 investment protection and promotion agreements, 41 double taxation avoidance agreements, and free trade agreements covering 22 countries, providing privileged duty-free access to 30% of the world's GDP. To support diversification, the Bahrain Economic Development Board focuses on growing 5 key sectors, all of which host global companies. The financial services sector, with a focus on digitally transforming the industry. The information and communications technology sector, leveraging Bahrain's advanced digital skill sets. The manufacturing sector, with a focus on value-added manufacturing. The logistics sector, leveraging our world-class infrastructure to access regional and global markets. And last but not least, the tourism sector, with a plan to attract global tourists to visit Bahrain. Bahrain has a pipeline of strategic projects worth more than $30 billion, equivalent to 76% of the country's nominal GDP, which are expected to sustainably increase the country's landmass by 60% and encourage private sector investment. These include 5 new cities, 4 infrastructure projects, 5 tourism projects, 3 industrial projects, 2 educational projects, 2 healthcare projects, 4 housing projects, and a sports city. How can we help grow your business in Bahrain? Bahrain Economic Development Board is a dynamic investment promotion agency that acts as a one-stop shop, supporting you through every stage of your investment journey. We have international representatives around the globe who are available to answer your questions and facilitate your expansion into the kingdom. We look forward to hosting you in business-friendly Bahrain.
Good morning, Bangalore. Namaskara. I welcome His Excellency Ambassador Al Gaud, Kingdom of Bahrain to Republic of India. His Excellency Mohammed Al Kuheji, Mr. Juma, Chairman of the Bahrain India Society. Our friends from Malaysia, Ambassador, please welcome. And ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome from the Kingdom of Bahrain to our friends in Bangalore. My name is Dharmi Magdani. I am the Regional Director for the Economic Development Board of Bahrain. I will briefly introduce the Economic Development Board because I think a lot of the people who I met in the audience in the morning were inquisitive about what we do and how we support companies. The Economic Board is a public-private body chaired by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister. We have 2 big mandates. One is an inward-looking mandate that helps create reforms within the Kingdom of Bahrain, making it a very business-friendly location. And the second reform, which is very outbound, is to talk to companies like yourselves in various industries, understand what your growth plans are for the Middle East region, and help you incept Bahrain in that entire growth plan. Why Bahrain? Some of our points my colleague Bob has already touched on, but I will go through it, and we will take question answers towards the end of that. I will dwell a little more on the manufacturing and the technology industries because Bahrain, in Bangalore, we have a number of those here. These are some stats about the country. We are a small but very beautiful island country. Those who have visited will probably enjoy and appreciate its beauty. People who have come to Bahrain and visited have almost lived there, not as a transient population, but they want to build families there. So we are a very family and a culture-oriented country. The reason I say small, small also is beautiful. And why do I say small is beautiful? Is because companies around the world can use us as a test bed to roll out products in Bahrain and to roll them out in the opportunities in the region. Small, again, is beautiful because we have great access to ministries and our relevant stakeholders which participate along with us to help with the investor journey through and through. We've already seen the result of our setup, or the economic EDB was ideally set up for the diversification agenda. Back in 2003, oil was 40% to our economy. Fast forward 20 years, oil is now 16% because the non-oil sectors have grown enough for us to show a very colorful GDP chart. I will skip a few slides, but I'll stress on a couple of slides which will leave an impact and make you think about why you should consider Bahrain when you're now considering a GCC expansion. When you're a manufacturing company and you're looking at the region, when you actually want to set up a manufacturing facility and you compare regional benchmarks, we are roughly 50% less expensive than our GCC neighbors. If you're a logistic company, you can save up to 72% in an operational cost when you want to set up a logistics setup. In an ICT company, you are roughly 30 to 40% less expensive. And as our video said, businesses in Bahrain tend to be more profitable than in the region. Our salary costs are roughly 25% lower than the regional benchmarks, and these are studies that are done by private sector, the Big Fours, the KPMGs, and the Deloittes, and the ENYs, from where we have got this data. But most importantly, why Bahrain? Why you should think about Bahrain when you think of your growth plans? Bahrain, in the region, we have no corporate tax. We have no income tax. You are allowed 100% ownership in over 98% activities, which are fully open to foreign ownership. We have 100% repatriation of your profit, dividends, and capital back home. Of course, then the home laws apply. There are no customs duty on import of raw material, your capital equipment, and when you add value of 35 to 40%, yes, gentlemen and ladies, you hear me right, 35 to 40%, all the advantages of the FTAs kick in. We have 22 FTAs, most importantly, one being with the US, and you can take advantage of these FTAs. These are the 22 countries where we have FTAs. So again, I will repeat, raw material duty and tariff-free, capital equipment duty and tariff-free, add in-country value of 35 to 40% to take advantage of duty-free exports to these 22 countries. I will stress a little bit on what our other government stakeholders support us and provide foreign investors with. When you're a company and you set up a new entity in the Kingdom of Bahrain, be it an ICT sector, be it manufacturing sector, our Tamkeen, which is our government body, will help you with FDI grants, will help you with marketing grants, will help you with wage support programs, will help you with employing Bahrainis and training them. You will have a lot of local talent that is available both in the manufacturing and technology sector, in financial services, of course, because we are a hub for financial services industry. Bahrain has a lot of bilingual talent, and most of these companies who come to Bahrain employ local staff, and we assist them with incentives and grants from our sister organization, Tamkeen. Again, these are some stats on the graduates that are available. Of course, for the size of India, this is fairly minuscule, but in the region, we have the most local talent available as employable skills for foreign companies. Tamkeen was actually set up for that. Tamkeen in Arabic means empowerment. So the vision from the top really is to make every Bahraini employable to foreign companies and local companies. This is our industrial park. The one in the green that I'm highlighting is barren land where you can build your factories. The one next to it, which is BIW, is pre-built sheds that are available. So the choice for the investor really remains, do you want to build your factories? Do you want pre-built units? And at the EDB, we offer that support, that when a company is ready to visit the region, we invite them for a day in Bahrain. We set up a tailored program for you, and we show you these locations, be it an IT company or manufacturing company. That's what we do for our investors. One of the key pillars of manufacturing in Bahrain is Alba, our smelter. We are the largest smelter outside of China, and the vision from the top really now is to create a downstream aluminum park, which in the periphery of 1 or 2 kilometers from the molten metal availability, to create alloy wheels, to create aluminum industry around it, cable manufacturing, rolling, extrusion. So we are here to talk to a number of investors to attract them to the aluminum park as well. That's the BLZ. Again, if you look at all these industrial parks, they are not very far from the port. You're 5 minutes from the port, you're on the customs gate. Once your product is ready and you need to ship it to the nearest point in Saudi Arabia, there is no other customs check. It's through and through, right? And I think one of the key areas here, at the airport, we have now built an express village for perishable goods and perishable cargo. So within the small island country of Bahrain, we have every industrial area which is not more than 20 minutes or 30 minutes from the port, not more than 30 minutes from the airport. And our biggest lifeline, which is the King Fahad Causeway, will transport your goods once manufactured in Bahrain in less than 4 hours to the eastern province. And I'm saying less than 4 hours because it's a truck. Passengers can go within an hour and come back from the eastern province of Saudi Arabia. Here are some big Indian names who are already in Bahrain. Ultratech Cement has been around for a while. Parle make glucose biscuits, not for Bahrain. Please use Bahrain. When you think of Bahrain, use Bahrain as a strategic location to export your products in the MENA region to take advantage of the FTAs. We have Mango Fruity and now Appy being manufactured in Bahrain. We have Chemco that make rigid plastic packaging for Dettol and Vanish and all of that. We have JBF. We have Mondelez. We have Arla. We have Reckitt. We have all Indian and international names in Bahrain. We have all cargo in the logistics sector as well. Bahrain is also moving towards sustainability goals, right? We have a net zero commitment by 2060. Bahrain has committed to reducing emissions by 30% by 2035. And of course, we'll double our renewable usage by 2035 as well. Mr. Bob touched upon Takammul, and I think it's very important for the audience to understand what this program means. Takammul means an in-country value program. What it means is when you as a company manufacture your product and are adding value to by 40%, and I'll show you how it's calculated as well, your goods produced in Bahrain are equal to goods produced in Saudi Arabia, and you will be eligible for preferential treatment for government tenders. Now, this is a very big move that the two governments have signed because they recognize the value addition of each country, and likewise, products that are made in Saudi Arabia will have equal recognition and application for the tendering process. These are some technical details on how the value addition will be calculated. If anybody in the audience is interested, I'll be happy to take it offline with you. I'm very conscious of the time, and I do not want to delay our friends from Malaysia for their presentation. Again, these are some terms and conditions on how to meet the nationalization and value addition norms. Again, I'll be happy to explain later on. Thank you. I hope that was useful, and we are happy to take any questions from the audience.
You stay with me there. Now we would like to open the floor for Q&A sessions. So please, anyone who would like to ask anything, Ms. Dharmi is here, and she'll be more than welcome to answer. Please, we need a mic. Please.
So we'll limit sorry about that. We will just limit questions because I do not want to delay the next session, which belongs to the Malaysian team. So we'll limit that to 2 questions, and then we are around, we'll take it offline, yeah?
Yes, but yeah, we thought my boss was
Please.
So I think the gentleman stood up first, and the second one, yeah. And please direct your question to whoever from the panel.
Thank you, His Excellency. I would like to come and establish CNG and hydrogen project from the Napier grass. This is going to give a wonderful project. I already have the project report with me. I could share it with you, sir. And also, I was there in Bahrain during '95. I had a joint venture project. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Second, and I have somebody who wants to just give it to him.
Good morning to you.
Morning.
You have a very excellent presentation by you, and very insightful also. So we are the leading lubricant manufacturers in India, having 2 manufacturing facilities in Chennai and Mumbai. So we are toying with the idea of having some facility in your country also.
Brilliant.
What benefits, what incentives, if you can just briefly tell me what you give for lubricant manufacturers. See, we buy base oils from Indian marketing companies like HPCL, IOC and BPCL. And from there we have to get some raw material base oils. So can you just give me a brief idea about oil and gas sector there?
Sir, may I please? Yeah, thank you. So I can talk very generic because I need to see more detail in order to give you more details. Our sister organization, Tamkeen, will allow you a CapEx grant, meaning whatever machines you bring in, there'll be a subsidy on that. There will be a subsidy on the locals that you employ. They will subsidize their wages by 70% in the first year, 50% in the second year, and the third year. All right? They'll also give you marketing grants when you want to export your product. We have another sister organization called Export Bahrain that will help you outreach to newer markets. Right? So without getting into further detail, I hope I've answered your question. I see a friend from a company that's already in Bahrain. Gentlemen, you have been in Bahrain for a while. Could you share just 2 quick minutes of your experience of being there, please?
My name is Nagaraj Shenoy. I'm the CFO of a cybersecurity organization called CISA Information Security. So CISA is the best cybersecurity company ranked by NASSCOM in 2024. We are in Bahrain from last 6 years, and it's one of the best jurisdictions which we can have the operations because the EDB supports a lot in terms of the expansion. Also, there is a 0 corporate tax and the best environment for getting the expat visa and the local visas. So I would recommend if you are looking for expansion in the Middle East, Bahrain is the best place. And there is a lot of certainty in terms of the corporate tax and the foreign regulations. So that is something I wanted to recommend from our own experience.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your kind words. So with that, I would ask Mr. Kuheji to probably close this session.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the gentleman who just said that he had experience in Bahrain. And we have a lady from the United States. She was living in Bahrain as well. So thank you very much for the audience. Since we're running a bit late with time, I do apologize, Your Excellency, Malaysian Ambassador, that we took a little bit of your time. If there is any question, answer, we can leave it till later. But I will give 1 minute, if you don't mind, to the lady from United States who was living in Bahrain.
Hello, good morning. I have nothing official to say, but I will say that I teared up watching the video. I didn't realize until today I've been gone from Bahrain for 1 year, and I'm watching the video and sitting here crying, so I guess I miss it. I was working in Bahrain in education, and I can attest to the fact that it's a very important factor there. And the bilingual capability of everyone, even the immigrants that serve these institutions, perfect English everywhere you go, very warm people, and let's not forget the food. So Bahrain, always a good option. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your kind words. Let's make this event a platform for strengthening business and investment ties between both our nations. Thank you very much for coming, and we would like to welcome you and invite you to our networking session that is happening tomorrow at Taj Hotel, 6 p.m. At the hotel's hall. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much. Hello. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we please take questions outside? Because I think we are very conscious of delaying the next session, and we do not want to do that. We are happy to take questions. Just meet us outside the hall, please. Thank you.